Yeah, hi there, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And you made a comment at my YouTube channel, and it was underneath the video that introduces students to my online TOEFL course. So you got a great question, and I have an answer that I want to help you with. So you're going under the name Grim Guardian, which is your YouTube username. That's fine. And let me take a look at your question. I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit bigger here so we can see what's going on. Okay, so you say, hi, I really need help for reading. I got 4 in reading. Can you please help me? Yes, I can. Let's talk about what you have to do in order to build your reading proficiency ultimately so you can get higher on the TOEFL IBT. And I'm going to give you in order what you need to do over the next few months. Remember that you have pretty much basic reading proficiency of English. You're not very advanced yet, but you can get advanced. First thing you want to do is to start reading for about 45 minutes a day. Try to read newspapers. They usually have a little bit easier vocabulary and grammar. You can do that. You can also read magazines, and you can also read longer books. At this point, read things you actually have an interest in, you know something about. It'll be easier for you to understand what you're reading, but you should start reading about 45 minutes every day. Now, you may not be able to do this right away, which means the first time you try this, maybe you can only read for 5 minutes without stopping. But then the next day, maybe you can read for 10 minutes without stopping, then maybe 15, and so on. Your goal is to get to the point where you can read for 45 minutes every day without taking a break. This is good. It's going to help you in terms of building your concentration and ultimately your comprehension, I think, of reading materials. Now, the second thing you want to do is to improve your vocabulary. You need to start doing this also. That's another reason why your reading skills are so low, because it's simply too many. There are too many unfamiliar words in the reading passages that you see. The third thing you want to do is to increase your reading speed. It's not going to be easy, but to 300 words per minute or higher. This is the third thing. As you improve your reading speed, believe it or not, you will be able to improve your concentration and your comprehension. Faster readers, simply put, they have better concentration and better comprehension than slower readers. Now, of course, you cannot achieve this immediately. It's going to take you some time to build your reading speed, but you should start doing this. Number 4. This is the next one right here. You should familiarize yourself with the IBT reading question types and the strategies for answering them. For example, during the IBT TOEFL reading section, you'll have questions that ask you about main ideas. You'll have questions that ask you about details. You'll have implied detail questions. You'll have vocabulary questions. You have rhetorical questions. You'll have questions about the organization or the structure of the reading passage. You need to understand what these IBT question types are and how to answer these particular questions. Now, the fifth thing that you want to do is to complete TOEFL level reading practice tests. This is also important because this gives you a chance to actually see your comprehension. You get to put number 4 to the test because once you become familiar with the question types, it's now important to practice answering these kinds of questions to see how you're doing and to see which questions you're having more trouble with. Then you can review the strategies for answering them. So simply put, in order for you, if you want to improve your reading, for example, from 4 points to 22 or 23 points out of 30, you really have to do these 3 things first. 45 minutes of a day of reading practice, and then improving your vocabulary. Then, of course, you want to increase your reading speed to at least 300 words per minute. And you want to familiarize yourself with the IBT reading question types and the strategies for answering them, and then finally complete TOEFL level reading practice tests so that you can test your comprehension to see how you're doing. If you do these 5 things, you're probably looking, because your reading is so low, you're probably looking at about 3 to 5 months. The minimum will be 3 months before you see any results at all, but probably by 5 months, you should definitely really start improving your reading pretty quickly. All right, now my website does have a reading section. And my website specifically, here's how I can help you with your reading. First of all, in order to improve your vocabulary, I want you to complete vocabulary lesson number 3, vocabulary lesson number 4, vocabulary lesson number 5 and number 6. You want to learn the words in those lessons. That will increase your vocabulary to about 1,700 college level words. This is going to be very, very important for you. Now, my website will also help you to increase your reading speed. In the reading section of my course, I have 70 speed reading tests. They begin with 100 words per minute, and speed reading test number 70, it ends at 350 words per minute. What you want to do is start from the beginning. Start with my very first reading passage to 100 words per minute. Now, if you cannot get 85% on that reading practice test, then stop the speed reading practice and keep working in steps 1 and 2. That's what you want to do. Do steps 1 and 2, and then once you feel comfortable with your reading, then go to 3, take the first speed reading test. As long as you can get over 80, you're good. So once you get over 80 on the speed reading, the first speed reading test, then you start going from 100 to 105 to 110 words per minute, and you keep doing those practice tests until you can complete the 300 words per minute with a 80% comprehension. That's going to be very, very important for you. Now, my website will also help you with number 4. In the reading section of my course, you can learn all the IBT reading question types and the strategies for answering them. But remember, don't go to step 4 until you have spent several months going through steps 1, 2, and 3. Step 4 and 5, these are one of the last things that you will do. Once your reading comprehension is pretty good, once you're comfortable reading passages in English, then you go to steps number 4 and 5. Okay, and then step 5, which is complete the TOEFL level reading practice test, you have a few possibilities here. My website doesn't have any particular official reading practice test. However, I do have in the H section of my course, I have a link that can take you to a website, and I can offer discounted reading practice tests for you, TOEFL level reading practice test, or you can go to the ETS website and you can take the reading practice test there to measure your comprehension. Or if you have a TOEFL book, a lot of my students also have a TOEFL book, and you can certainly use your TOEFL book to do your reading practice test as well. You see what I'm saying? And that's it. It's as simple as this. Now remember again, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm saying that you're looking at a minimum of 3 to 5 months, I think, before you will see any meaningful improvement in your reading score, which is 4 points out of 30 right now, if you follow the 5 steps that I just outlined in this video. You got to believe it. You have to believe. I'm talking to you with over 20 years of TOEFL teaching experience. I am a professor at California State University, San Bernardino. I teach English as a second language. I teach linguistics. I teach writing. I teach TOEFL preparation. So I'm pretty familiar with what you need to do to get the results you seek. As long as you're positive and don't give up, you work hard, you follow my plan, you will be able to reach your goal. At this point, I'd like to invite you to become my newest student in my online TOEFL course. All you need to do is to go to onlinetoeflcourse.com. You can learn more about my online TOEFL course, and you can also learn about the reading section of my course. And you can see how the reading section of my course will help you to improve your TOEFL score. But more importantly, my goal here is not just to help you get a high reading score. I'm helping you build long-term reading proficiency that will last you a lifetime. Think about that. All right. Anyway, thank you again for your comments, for your questions at my YouTube blog, my YouTube channel, and all the best to your high-scoring reading success.